the Spanish duo. Now, here's the number one, Elsa, with service. Again, opting to serve Claes. Good shot from Claes. Gets her first power play in and ties the scores.
The biggest challenge for the United States is going to be serve-receive. When they played their last pool play match against Antonelli and Carolina Salgado, they did not receive serve well, and they weren't able to keep their focus throughout. It's about keeping your focus from that first whistle all the way till the end, and if you let up at all, this team from Spain will make you pay.
Well, incredibly tight on the net by both teams, but America claimed the point. Good play from Hughes and Claes there, keeping their calm.
That ball way out of bounds. You know, Kelly Claes and Sarah Hughes, they met way back in high school. Sarah Hughes approached Kelly Claes and asked her if she wanted to play, and they ended up both at the University of Southern California, and the rest is history. 6 national championships for Sarah Hughes, 5 national championships for Kelly Claes. Those are both pairs championships, Nick, and team championships, but they absolutely dominated. At one point in college, they had a 103-match win streak that spanned over 2 years.
That is impressive. And if they can convert those kind of stats to the professional ranks on the FIVB World Tour, maybe the AVB Tour back home in the United States of America, these two ladies really do have an exciting career ahead of them. It's a big, sharp learning curve here in Vienna 2017, but in the early exchanges of this opening set, they're keeping their calm, holding their own.
Yeah, the biggest challenge for them is consistency. We've seen them do some fantastic things. Remember, they took down Laura Ludwig and Kira Valkenhorst, and that was in Klagenfurt last year in pool play. Of course, from that position, it was Germany who went on a 13-match win streak to not only win Klagenfurt, but then win Olympic gold. So they can run with the best of them. It's just about consistency and doing it really when it matters.
So far, so good for the young American ladies. 5-3 up against Spain. And here is Sarah Hughes with the service. Oh, good shot from Amaranta there, but Hughes. Great defense. Oh, and that is a lovely shot.
Solid shot cross court. The Americans retreat. Sarah Hughes in the angle, but that shot just a bit too sharp. Got to be on your toes, got to be ready to explode forward. A lot of experience on the Spain side with Elsa Bacarrizo McMillan at 30 years of age. She's already been to a couple Olympic Games, finished 9th place in both of those as Kelly Claes goes over the net. And you know, Nick, when you've been to an Olympic Games, it prepares you for World Championship. It prepares you for big arenas like this, and the Americans will have to get accustomed to playing caliber teams like this in this kind of arena. Wow, nice serve.
Good serve from Kelly Claes. Spain had no answer to that one. It's a good break for the young Americans at 7 points to 4. Kelly Claes again goes right to the middle of the two Spanish players. Oh, but they get themselves out of trouble quite nicely. Elsa McMillan there with a good play.
Nice fish out of the net, and then pumps it straight up, and beautiful hit right down the middle. Spain down 2.
Here's Elsa with service. Serving Claes. Hughes with the set for her partner. Good side out for America, keeping the break, keeping the point score at 8-5, or most importantly, for the USA 3 clear.
It's been a fantastic start for the United States, getting themselves a little bit of a cushion here early.
Oh, good work from Kelly Claes. Well, on average, they're 10 years younger than the Spanish team. But maturity clearly shining through for the California girls.
We've seen it so many times, youth versus experience. And it takes time to learn to win on any level. And it's been an adjustment for the Americans. The competition rising quite a bit from college to the professional ranks. That time, Amaranta getting that ball down. You know, Amaranta Fernandez Navarro was an indoor player on the Spanish indoor team, and she played her first volleyball in 2014. Her best finish a 9th in Xiamen, China back in 2015.
Good cover from Hughes. Good shot from Hughes. A ball drops to the baseline of the Spanish court. 4 points clear, 10-6 for the United States of America. They need to keep this momentum going here.
That defense is controlled so nicely by Sarah Hughes. That ball up in the air allows Kelly Claes to give her a great set.
Lovely little play. Over on 2, 11-6, 5 clear. This is good work from the Americans.
You don't see that very often. Very unconventional. An underhand kind of bump pass over on 2. Caught the Spaniards completely asleep right there, and the United States out to a commanding 5-point lead. So I believe after that tough last loss, you know, Nick, we always talk about pool play and fine-tuning things. It looks like the United States, after losing to Brazil in pool play, have really fine-tuned their game, and they're playing a lot sharper than we saw earlier.
That's a very good point that you make, Dane. And they won the first set against the Brazilian girls and then lost the next 2. And so again, as we've been saying throughout this championship, for this exciting new young American team, it's all about learning the ropes. It's all about learning to deal with the pressure of the biggest event of the season. It's only just a little bit bigger than the Olympic Games of last summer, to be honest, if you certainly base it on the crowd sizes that we've been experiencing here. But we're down to the rough and tough part of this competition. There are 32 women's teams left in the tournament. 16 will be knocked out in the next 24 to 48 hours, which means that the pressure really does start to grow or get as high as the heat down on court.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. One thing that we do want to watch, and you mentioned it, Nick, is the United States coming out quick in the first set. That has not been a problem, but sustaining that in the second and third sets, if necessary, that's been where the issue. Remember, you need to have a really short memory in the sport of beach volleyball and let the bad plays go. Even if you're playing great, it doesn't matter when you start a new set. But right now, the United States on fire. Good shot right there by Spain.
Good shot from Kelly Claes. Wasn't the best of serve receives from Sarah Hughes, but Claes gets her partner out of trouble here. And 13-7 on the board. We'll take a technical timeout after this next play, with a total of 21 points on the board. And that is a service ace for Hughes. And 14-7 is a very nice margin and advantage for the young Americans. They've got to be happy with their play so far. I think it's a very valuable point that you make, Dane. Part of the learning curve for the young Californians is to maintain their performance levels throughout the whole match. It's all good and well coming out, firing on all cylinders in set 1, but they've got to carry it through to set 2 and a tie-break third set if necessary.
Yeah, they're very fortunate. I think they got a good draw here. Remember, they're the 16th seed. Spain is the 23rd seed. So this is the kind of matchup that you want to take advantage of in a round of 32. You want to make sure that you do your job and advance to that round of 16. This is a big opportunity for the Americans, and it seems like they're wanting and prepared to seize the opportunity. You mentioned that errant pass by Sarah Hughes. Kelly Claes made up for it. They may get away with that against this squad, but they know that some of the Brazilians and Germany, they won't allow that to happen. So they have to continue to work on sharpening their game.
Here's Hughes with service coming out of the 30-second technical timeout break. 14-7 to the USA at the halfway point of set one. Oh, Claes tries to do that shot over on two and fails. You don't like that, Dane, do you?
Not at all. I mean, you got Sarah Hughes as your offensive player. Why don't you set her? You can't trick a team like Spain from 5 feet off with an underhand over on two. You got to be a little smarter than that, and you can't have those types of errors.
Amaranta with the service. Well, a good shot from Elsa. Quite sure she meant to hit it quite the way it came out. But Spain will take anything right now.
Remember, I tell you, those miss hits are usually the best. And a missed kind of serve, if you hit a serve wrong and it still goes in, those are even better. Hard to track when the person hitting doesn't even know where it's going.
Service too deep from Amaranta Navarro of Spain. 16-9. They're now in a position. 15-9, I should say. The United States of America just need to trade side out to wrap up this first set. Still, mistake. Errors like that, though, can easily swing the momentum.
Yeah, right in a position like this, this is what the U.S. hasn't learned quite at this level yet, is to really beat down or crush your opponent. When you get up 5, you got to be thinking, we got to get up 7. We got to get up to 9. We got to continue expanding that lead instead of going on cruise control when up 3 or 5 points and then allowing the other team to start to slide back into it. And you got to look out also for that experience. Remember, Bakarizo McMillan has been in this situation many a times.
Hughes with service for the United States of America. Just need a little bit more to get this set away. They're allowing the Spanish to slowly but surely come back into this. They were 6 clear, now they're 4 clear. 16-12 is still a good buffer. But just looking a little tired, or maybe just a little off rhythm. Here's the big blocker for Spain. Amaranta Fernandez Navarro, 33 years of age, I should say. Good shot from Hughes. That is an important side out for the young American players. Just going a little quiet on us, weren't they, for a while? Over the top of the block from Claes for Amaranta.
Amaranta looks she looks solid. You know, she has that indoor background, but you can tell she gets that elbow up, she sees the court well, and executes.
Elsa with a good service to Hughes, who's now on the attack for the USA. Cuts that ball, lovely cross court, 18-13. Now, this is what you were saying earlier, Dane. They need to keep their focus. They haven't won that first set yet. And there is a tendency just to ease off a little at the wrong time for the inexperienced Americans. They need to keep the heat on Spain here. Side out for the Spanish. 4 behind.
Fernandez Navarro getting all sorts of action. The United States picking on her, trying to score points, trying to expand on this lead. And she's starting to find her game. Maybe a little too late, though, here in this first set with the Americans up 4.
Good power play from Kelly Claes. Remember, she's just 21 years of age. In only her 13th World Tour tournament. And they don't get any bigger than the championships that we're in right now. Getting closer to that first set, Team USA. Good cover from Hughes. Can she finish it? Oh, and it's Hughes that just shanks that ball out of play. Another point back for Spain.
Right there, Spain much more aggressive. There's an easy roll shot by Kelly Claes, giving Spain yet another opportunity. And what do? They come aggressive. They go right at Sarah Hughes, and she shanks it to the right. The United States has to capitalize when nobody's up at that net. See that aggressive hit right there, Nick? That's what has to happen in transition, but it's hard to do, especially when you're young coming up. The mentality of you just laid it out. You made a defensive play, but then you got to get up and you got to really smash that ball. It can't be a soft shot in transition.
2015, set point for the United States of America. Amaranta on the attack for Spain. Over the top of Kelly Claes' block. Good side out for Spain. You can see for yourselves it's an important point on the board, but it's second set point now for the USA.
I really like what Amaranta Fernandez Navarro is doing in terms of her court vision and the way she's approaching.
Lovely shot. It's all settled at 21 points to 16. Good start to this knockout elimination match here in the women's competition for the United States of America. Claes and Hughes comfortably winning the first set. Now they just need to keep that focus and momentum going into the second in their quest to win the match.
The United States has been so strong this entire tournament, coming out and taking care of business in the first set. They took down Broder and Pischke from Canada 21-15, 21-14, and then they took down Rwanda 10-11, 21-10, 21-11. So dominating before a wake-up call against Brazil. As we take a look at the match statistics, 1 block apiece, 2 aces for the United States to 1 for Spain. Attacks about even, but it was the broken plays that the United States was able to convert on that gave them the victory in that first set. The big thing that we're going to be watching here in the second set, can the United States sustain the level that they played in? If you're the U.S., and Nick, if I were coaching them right now, I would be telling them, hey, you got to expect a different team to come out, because Spain did not play their best. As the heat continues to rise right above that sand, can you believe it? 64 degrees Celsius. I don't know what the conversion of that is. I believe it's around 145 Fahrenheit. Down on the sand, it is brutal.
Here we go with the start of set 2. It's a must-win set for Spain. If the Americans take the second, as they have done the first, 21-16, they will go through to the round of 16, and the Spanish ladies will be heading home. So Spain really does need to turn up the heat even more on centre court. First point for the Spaniards. The blocker at the net for Spain, Amaranta, puts that ball to the sand. Finds a good angle, no cover at all from Sarah Hughes. Scores all time. Change of plan for the Spanish, now targeting Hughes with their service. That's a lovely shot.
Little errant pass to the net. Claes goes over on 2. Spain waiting on it. And that's a nice roll shot right down the line by Bacarizo McMillan. She hasn't gotten much action because the Americans have targeted her partner, Fernandez Navarro.
Good shot from Hughes. And a good start to the second set from the young Americans. As we've been explaining, they just need to keep their momentum going here. They started off so well against the Brazilians in their last match of pool play. Claes puts that one into the net. That's an easy point for Spain.
And look like Kelly Claes a little in between. Is she serving a tough jump serve, or is it a tactical float serve? A little indecision there results in an error.
Good, lovely poke shot over the block of Spain from Sarah Hughes, tying the scores at 3-all. Trading side outs, both teams in the early exchanges of this second set. A must-win set for Spain. Here is Hughes with service. Cross court to Amaranta. Oh, she's put that out of play. Referee agrees with me. And this could be a break for the Americans. 4-3, 7 total score on the board. Quick side switch with the sun as high as it is. No real advantage at either end of the court right now, but it does change as we get into the late afternoon, Dave.
Yeah, and that's why we switch sides, not to give anyone an advantage, but there's not a real good side, bad side right now. Just a slight breeze, the sun nice and high in the sky, so not a lot of glare. It's just about straight up good volleyball.
Those are great up from Sarah Hughes there, but they weren't able to finish it, allowing Spain back in to tie the scores.
And this is where you have to be careful. You can see it. You can kind of just sense it. Spain trying to grab the momentum, pull it over on their side, and try to take advantage.
Good shot from Hughes. 5-4 to America. That's Amaranta there, 33-year-old. Claes serving Amaranta. Oh, great cover from Elsa. And Hughes goes cross court. There's the break for the Americans at 6-4 in this second set.
Playing at a really high level. You know, there's a big question after college, should they go with separate veteran players? I know Carrie Walsh-Jennings was very interested, asking Sarah Hughes to play, and she opted to stay with her collegiate partner. There's been all sorts of talk of so many different players wanting to play with these two young Americans, and they've decided to stay together. Now, they haven't won a tournament yet. You have to ask the question, if Sarah was playing with Carrie or if Kelly was playing with April Ross, would they be winning tournaments? And there's always that argument going back and forth. But I like that they stayed together. Mm-hmm. They're kind of going through the trenches together. They might not have won as fast, but it's fun to really be out there and experience it for the first time with someone who you've already been on such a journey with. So they're kind of battling it out, but they're going to be looking for results soon, or there could be certain friction. It's tough when you're such competitors and winning at such a high level and then going to the next level and not having the success immediately. Sometimes patience is very difficult.
It's an intriguing point that you make, Dane, because we see that with so many of the big Brazilian players, and experienced with a young rising star. And it seems to be the pattern across so many of the teams in the world of beach volleyball. They're kind of going against the grain here, Hughes and Claes. So I hope they have a good run in this competition, because eventually someone's going to say, okay, girls, party's over, enough's enough. You need some experience on your side. But so far, so good. They want to keep playing together, and if they can keep winning together, why not? The advantage still with the USA at 8-6 against Elsa and Amaranta of Spain. The Americans seeded 16, the Spanish seeded 23. The California girls have won the first set 21-16, and they're leading 8-6 in the second. Here is Kelly Claes with service. Oh, and that's out of play.
Spain making a lot of unforced hitting errors, just out of bounds. here and there. That point actually going to Spain, but it's about limiting those unforced errors. This match here in the second set much closer than we saw in the first set, so some adjustments have been made by Spain.
Good shot from Claes. Another break for the USA.
When Kelly Claes comes in with a full head of steam like that and really explodes, gets up, and is aggressive, she is very difficult to stop.
Oh, and Amaranta puts that right into her own net. 3 clear now. Now, this could be the turning point for the young American team, heading closer and closer to the technical timeout, the halfway point of the second set. That technical timeout comes when we don't need to go to the tech timeout because Spain have called their own 30-second break. And Dana, hopefully we can get a close look at Elsa, the number 1 for the Spanish team. She took quite a nasty fall, 2 or 3 points back, and just looks to be in a little discomfort out there right now.
Yeah, she's tough, though. She might be a little banged up from that, but she'll bounce right back. She looks fine, very relaxed in the rest area right there. You see Fernandez Navarro ice in that towel around her neck, trying to stay as cool as possible and as hydrated as possible. So important to keep the muscles fueled. It's like a sauna out there. And you can tell, even if it's for 15 seconds, the players enjoy having that ice around their necks and having the ability to sit in the shade.
Good shot there of the American wearing number 1 on the red, white, and blue vest. That's Hughes, just 22 years of age. From Costa Mesa, California, USA. 3-point advantage for the American ladies with 1-0 against their names. Well, that justifies the calling of the timeout by the Spanish team, breaks the rhythm and concentration of the young Americans, and that's a valuable side out for Team Spain, 8-10.
Yeah, Spain wants to get back in this thing a little closer and shrink that gap before the technical timeout at 21 total.
Oh, well left by Elsa. Great cover from both the defense players on court, but the Spanish player, Elsa, absolutely delighted to have picked up this point.
She is, because she made great defensive play, and then she lights it up right at Kelly Claes. It comes over the net, and it ends up just a few inches wide. She almost lost her footing there. So fatiguing, those rallies, making those great defensive plays, and that brings a smile to her face.
Here she is with service. Serving Hughes. Set from Claes. Lovely shot from Hughes. 11-9. If America can put this one away, go 12-9 into the tech timeout, they'll be feeling confident. Claes serves. Little kiss on the net. Sticking with the plan of serving Amaranta, but that's a good play from the Spanish blocker. And 10-11 on the board. America still with the advantage, but Spain battling well to get back into this second set, a set that they have to win to stay in the match.
Yeah, Spain has to start playing with more of a sense of urgency. They have to start pressing the issue if they're going to take down the young Americans. Out on the warm-up court, there's a good look at the 2016 gold medalists, Germany's Laura Ludwig and Kira Valkenhorst. They also a crowd favorite. Anytime the Olympic champions step on the court, the crowd goes crazy. Now, Laura Ludwig had shoulder surgery since the Olympic Games, and I know that Kira also has had some shoulder issues, not surgery, and so they're trying to get their game back together and make a run. And wow, would that make a statement if they could come out and win the World Championships of 2017.
It's one of the few trophies that's missing from the cabinet for the German Olympic champions. They're up next on centre court straight after this match, which is currently all square in set 2 at 11 points all. Spain coming back at the young American ladies now. But the USA have won the first set 21 points to 16. Amaranta with service. Cross court. Oh, and there's another mistake from the young Americans looking at each other. And the ball drops right between them and right on the baseline.
Very similar to what we saw against Brazil the other day. You got to hammer a team when you're up. You cannot give them any life. And right now the Americans have really given Spain life by that last ace. And now a great defensive play. Spain with a big opportunity.
Good play. Great save from Sarah Hughes there. Really putting everything on the line to keep the ball up.
Nice grovel. Sarah Hughes gets it up, and then the left-handed finesse shot by Kelly Claes is good for the winner.
Hughes with service. Amaranta on the attack for Spain. Good cover from the young American who now attacks once again. Elsa is there, over on 2. Does not work for Spain. Good block from Kelly Claes. Couldn't have come at a more important moment in this second set for the Americans, taking back a lead at 13-12.
Great hand position by Kelly Claes, targeting the ball into the court. And good timing. The United States needed something to go their way to grab that momentum back.
Well, Elsa tries to pick up the serve. They're targeting Amaranta with the service. And that's the first little bit of indecision. It's a good serve from Hughes, right to the middle of the 2 Spanish players. The break is back with the young Americans at 14-12. Tries the same again. Good shot from Amaranta this time against Claes at the net. Very valuable side out for Spain.
Amaranta, her first World Championships, right there, getting up and being aggressive against Kelly Claes, who just got a block. So whenever a blocker's on fire, you want to go right back at him.
Well, a little bit of help from the taping on the net. Won't worry America. They'll take any point which way but loose at the moment to try and wrap up this elimination round match in 2 sets. Kelly Claes with service.
A beautiful roll shot right there by Amaranta Fernandez Navarro, seeing the court well, using those indoor skills on the outside hitter position right there and rolling it just over the net. This one keeps going back and forth, no one able to pull away.
Good communication from the Americans. You can hear Hughes calling to her partner, right, right. Mission accomplished. 2 points clear, the advantage still with the USA. Now, there's the reason why they have not been serving Elsa for most of the match, because you start letting Elsa McMillan into this game and it will take a quick turn and a turnaround for the negative for the USA.
Yeah, you just saw how quick her arm swing is, using that experience, and now she comes back with a very tough serve. And Kelly Claes is able to execute the drop shot right in front. So I don't think the Americans will make that mistake again of going back to Bacarizo McMillan. She proved that you don't want to go that direction. And that's a Hughes off the top of the block. Amaranta knowing exactly where Kelly Claes was, going off the high hands, and this is just a 1-point game.
Here's Amaranta with service. Oh, and is that ball good? The linesman flag stays down. And that is a huge point. A risque shot from Kelly Claes, but she pulls it off, or are we going to have a challenge here?
I don't know. I saw the referee overrule that the ball was out of bounds. But now he's kind of going back and forth.
That's in.
Now the referee confers with the second judge, and they get it right. Oh, that just on the outside of the line. So Spain hanging tough right now versus Claes and Hughes. But right now, if you think about the pressure, Nick, it's all on Spain. Spain has their back up against it. They lost that first set. And so they have to make it happen right now, or the United States will be advancing.
Here's Elsa with the service. Serving Kelly Claes. Kelly Claes now on the attack for the United States, and just mistimes the attacking shot there, but gets the block in. Well, a rather unorthodox play from the USA, but it's good news because the point is on the board.
I'll tell you what it was luck. Kelly Claes completely lost her footing on her offensive move and had to free ball it over. Fortunately, she blocks and makes up for it, but those types of errors, very fortunate, very lucky to get away with that in that situation. When you're in this position, you want to be playing your best. You want to start to really bring it, and you want to close strong. That's one thing that the Americans have struggled with. And remember, when this American team got out here on the pro ranks, every single one of these teams wanted to beat them, and they wanted to beat them more than the other teams because of the hype, because of the talk, because of how they're the next coming, how they're going to be such the great next American team. When you hear that and you're another American or you're another country, you want to beat that team down. And until they realize that every team has put a target on their back and wants to win, you got to realize you got to get hungry, and you got to put that chip on your shoulder, because they're coming at you every single time. That killer instinct at the professional level, they still need to attain.
That's a very good point that you make, Dave, which is why a lot of people question why they haven't teamed up with some of the more experienced American players out on tour. But they're determined to stay together as one of the youngest yet most exciting teams on the tour. Kelly Claes is up at the net. She's done it again. The referee hits the whistle, and the point is given to the United States of America. It is match point for the young Californian ladies.
Beautiful time block that time by Kelly Claes, and the net violation by Amaranta.
Claes with the service. Elsa with the set. Amaranta on the attack. She's got it. Second match point for the USA. They just need to side out on receiver of the Spanish service.
Yeah, it's been a tough match for Amaranta, who's filled in for Angela Lobato this season. Can she keep it alive here?
Amaranta serves cross-court to Claes. Hughes with the set for her partner. Kelly Claes has wrapped it all up. No, they're still there. The United States of America, their youngest team, go into the round of 16. Sadly, for Elsa and Amaranta of Spain, they take the next flight home. What a great result for the two young Americans, winning the first set 21-16 and the second set 21-18. Some 10 years the junior to the Spanish players, but the American girls learn from every match as they progress through this tournament.